Hi everybody, this is Lindsay and Christina, PR Real Estate. We had a fun victory this last month. Christina had some clients, and so we thought we'd jump on here and tell you the little story. It's exciting and another reason why we love what we do. So I'll let her start.
So I had been working with one of my past clients for a while. Well, I wouldn't say working, but he kept telling me, my parents are going to move. I want you to help them. We need to get them closer to us, closer to the grandkids. And so it was probably like 2 years we were talking about moving his parents, but I never met the parents or anything like that. And finally one day he called and he's like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I was like, all right. Let's do it. And so they've lived in LA for 20 plus years, and the kids live in Pico Rivera and in Downey. And I know it doesn't sound far, but where they were in LA, it was probably a 45-minute to an hour drive every time they wanted to come see their kids or their grandkids. Mm-hmm. And so it was a lot. And so they really needed to be closer. And so I met with them. They were the sweetest couple. And we decided to put their house on the market and start looking for a new house. And so I was just so lucky to be part of that journey. I love that it was a referral from a past client. That's what we love to do. We love to help people that basically, if we feel like they're in our family, you know, like that was... Their son is in my real estate family, and now the parents are, and I just love that. And I got to meet the brother and the daughter-in-law and all that, so it was so fun.
It's a family event.
Yeah, so we basically accomplished what I feel like was... I don't want to say it was really hard. We help people sell and buy all the time, but this particular price point was a little bit more challenging because their maximum price point was $630. They needed to keep everything very similar to their expenses.
They're retired, right?
Yeah, they're retired. They're on a fixed income. So we had to keep everything very similar to what they were paying in the LA house, which of course they've owned for many years. So it was a very low monthly payment. But they were able to use all their equity to put down, and that helped offset it. So we finally got their house into escrow. So then we started really looking. And of course, as you guys know, being a buyer out there, it's just like super hard, right?
Very competitive.
That's why you have us, because we will help you get yourselves into escrow. And so this particular house just happened to pop up on the market 2 doors down from one of their sons.
And this is after weeks of looking, right? How many offers do you think you put in?
I mean, probably like 6.
Just I want to give them an idea of how many.
And it was definitely weeks of looking. They were a little bit nervous that it wasn't going to pan out, but I reassured them. I'm like, no, the right one will come, and we will find it, and it will happen. And even some of the ones we wrote offers on, I was like, I don't really think that's the right house for them, just as far as condition or size or things like that. But they were just nervous that they weren't going to find anything, so they wanted to write offers on more things, and I think they were not as picky as they probably would have been if they had more time.
Yeah.
So, but this house came up 2 doors down from their son, and they called me right away. Oh my gosh, Christina, we have to have this house. Oh my goodness. And I was out of town, so I couldn't show it to them, but my mom actually is a realtor in Downey, and so she's right there. And I was like, hey, you got to go show these clients of mine. Please take them. And my mom hit it off with my clients. They had a great time. They sat in the house for my mom's like, she didn't want to leave.
Wasn't she crying, or was that?
She was crying. She's like, I have to have this house. I want this house. And
no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. Just, probably, I think they had over, what did she say? I think there was over 60 offers.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think there was over 60 offers on the property. So it was a lot of competition. But we wrote it strong. We wrote it clean. And we basically shared some personal information, with the listing agent. And it just so happened that the house was being sold by a family member whose parents lived in that house. So she grew up in that house and her parents passed, and so she was selling the house. And so there was a lot of value, emotional, what is it called? Like emotional attachment to the house. Sentimental value, yeah. To the house. And so when they knew that my clients had a son and grandchildren that lived 2 doors down, they were really excited to hear that, and they really liked that. So on Thanksgiving, I had been negotiating. They kept saying, when are we going to hear back? I'm like, it's okay. I'm talking to the agent. She's really great. She was awesome. She's responsive. We've been in touch. I've been telling her we got to, let me know what we have to do to get this together. And so on Thanksgiving morning, she called me and she's like, my client is leaning towards your offer. There is one that's a little bit higher, but they love the fact that your clients will be near their family and all of this stuff. And so she goes, let me double check with them. And I said, oh, it would be so amazing if we got this news on Thanksgiving. They would be so grateful. And so I'm in the kitchen baking and cooking because I'm having Thanksgiving at my house. And in the meantime, negotiating with this agent, flowers flying everywhere. And my mom happens to be with me, and she obviously hit it off with my client. And she's like, oh my gosh, I hope they get it. Like, my mom was going to start crying for them. And I got a call around like 2:00, and they were like, we're going to accept your offer. We want you to be able to tell your clients on Thanksgiving. And my clients were going to their son's house 2 doors down from this house on Thanksgiving to celebrate. Yeah. So I was so happy to tell them. I called them. I let them know. They were just bawling with, happiness. They were so grateful. And that's why we do this. I mean, honestly, it's like, this is why we sell houses. Not because of anything else, but for situations like that where it just works out. It's the best feeling ever. Yeah.
No, it is. It really is. And I always say, when we work with buyers, especially in these situations where we're weekend after weekend after weekend, we're looking and putting offers in and all this, it'll happen. And when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And this story totally illustrates that. Multiple offers. They were also, you didn't mention that they were contingent. So they still had their escrow going on their old house.
Oh, a fun fact, we were the only contingent offer out of 60 offers. That never happens where you're the only contingent offer and you get your offer accepted. But, being a good communicator, talking to the agent, letting them know, well, those buyers already removed all their contingencies. We're super into the escrow. We're definitely going to close that. We can close quickly on the upleg. We were just doing everything we can to make it happen. Yeah.
So good job. Woohoo.
Yes, success.
Another great win in 2021. It's just, that's why we do this. We love it. So.
Yeah. And so we hope, if you know anyone that is worried about that transition from selling a house to buying, they're in good hands with us. We've been doing this for a long time. We know what to do, how to protect them. So, send them our way and we'll help guide them through this, because I think 2022 is going to be a big year for that. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.